Let's see how this goes. So I really hope this doesn't fall down. That would be awkward! What is up, guys? So it is currently 19 degrees Celsius in the beautiful city of Perth, Western Australia. And I've just bought this wonderful suction cup mount, as you can probably imagine. And we'll see how this goes. And I also don't know how much storage my iPhone has left on it, so that'll be interesting. So, my name's Rob, and it's probably the first thing you guys would like to know. I've decided to start making these little videos or blogs, I guess, because about 2 weeks ago my life was more or less turned upside down when I went to get a blood test because I thought I had low iron because I was going to work. I work in like a restaurant bar type thing. But anyway, I was going to work and I do 3 to 4 hours work and I would just, like, collapse is probably a bit dramatic, but I'd just have no energy. I'd have to sit down and, you know, I just couldn't do it. So I went to get a blood test and they were like, no, your iron's actually higher than most, so your iron's good. And I thought, oh God. Anyway, it turns out that I had a high white blood cell count. And for anyone that knows what that is, it essentially, I'll explain it. Basically, your white blood cell count is supposed to be between 4 and 11, and mine at the time of the test was 412. So as you can imagine, the doctor was like, you need to get yourself to hospital more or less straight away. And I did. 48 hours later, I'm discharged from hospital and I am officially diagnosed with something called CML, or chronic myeloid leukemia. Now, it's not terminal in the sense that my life expectancy hasn't changed. I should be able to live a perfectly normal life, I guess. Once they figure out the dosages for the medications I'm on and things like that. But so I've been out of hospital for about 2 weeks now, and I haven't been able to do anything. Obviously, I had to quit my job because all the side effects of all the drugs I'm supposed to go on, nausea, vomiting, possibility of losing your hair. Essentially, think chemotherapy. It's a chemotherapy drug. It's just a really mild dose of it that I take every day. And I've been on these proper chemo drugs for 4 days now. This is the 4th day as I speak, on the 17th of July. And I haven't had any side effects. So yay for me. Apparently I'm really good at resisting side effects. But obviously I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm on uni break at the moment, so my radio show that I do for uni is not running, university classes aren't running, and basically everything that I know in my world, work, uni, the radio show, it's not happening right now. So that's why I drove out to the closest JB Hi-Fi, paid $49 for a suction cup, which by the way is an exorbitant amount of money for a suction cup, but nonetheless. And I decided to start making these when I go on drives, which is quite often, and you'll probably realise that. So I guess this is just my way of, I guess, documenting it, or kind of speaking out loud about it. And yeah, we'll see what this happens. I'll try and make, you know, if I do a lot of these, I'll try and make it so that I actually talk about more things apart from just my cancer. But you know, obviously it's far from an ideal situation, and the other thing is that the car I'm driving right now, I took out a loan for basically a year ago. In 2 weeks it'll be a year. and you know, most car loans are between 5 and 7 years, and I've paid off about 80% of this car in less than a year, and now I can't work. So I'm sort of in a situation where I'm just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting for all these drugs to kick in and do whatever the hell they're supposed to do, until the point where, you know, it's actually okay for me to go back to work and to start earning my own money. So it'll be interesting to see how this all goes. And I just saw somebody that had plasti dipped lime green a Kia Cerato sedan. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Just been through the car wash. If this fucking truck will move. Lots of cars to wait for, yeah. Slamming it down. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. So yeah, just went through the car wash and my baby's all nice and clean. It just occurred to me after I've been driving around with this suction cup for about 25 minutes that I think in Australia, if not Australia, definitely WA, that driving around with things like on your dash might be illegal. So I really hope I don't see any cops. Who knows? I don't make the rules, I just break them. So if I end up doing more of these, I always want people to know that I'm not wearing my sunglasses because I think I'm super cool and I'm a dickhead and I'm above you all or anything like that. I wear these because they are prescription, and even though my license doesn't stipulate that I have to wear glasses while I drive, trust me, it's probably the safest thing. So, not being a tool, not being a dick, just can't see without them. Pretty simple stuff. God, it is hot. Apparently it's 12 degrees outside, but inside my cabin, burning up for you, baby. Ah, yes. The exhaust mod on this car is the best $800 I ever spent. And yes, I do now realise the irony that I don't actually own the car, and I modified it, and now I don't have the money to pay off the loan because the money that should have gone onto the loan I used modifying the car. Funny how the world works out like that, isn't it? We're passing some of the most iconic things along with this particular part of my world. On the left, we just passed the Palmyra police station. On the right, we've got the Macca's and the First Choice liquor store. And on my left now, I've got some dude in a Citroen, like from the 80s, looking like he wants to roll and drag, so. But no, as for my diagnosis, I mean, I think the most frustrating thing about it is that I can't really do anything. I mean, I just have to sort of sit back and they're like, you know, you can't work, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I've had to kind of, I guess, stop living and like change my life around and flip it upside down entirely for this, when I'm the type of person that I'm like, if I have to do something, I'd rather just do it. Like if I have things to do, let's say for example with my show on a Sunday night, I do most of my planning on a Sunday night. Like I would much rather just get all of that stuff done on a Sunday night and be up till, you know, 3 or 4 in the morning on Monday morning, have it done, and that way when I go to sleep I'm not worrying about all the things that I have to do. It's done. It's frustrating because that's the type of person I am, and you know, I can't do that with this. I'm just sort of waiting around, and you know, for the first 5 days I was all silver linings and perspective, and now I'm just, you know, I'm sitting in a car talking to my iPhone. So, whoops, did not mean to indicate. I guess that I hope that talking out loud and will help me process it a little bit, because I think part of me is still in denial, because I haven't really experienced any of the side effects, and I haven't, you know, really felt anything. Like, if anything, I feel better than when I went to get that blood test initially, and all the things that they're telling me is that, oh, these drugs will knock you about and you'll probably be bedridden and you'll have headaches and, you know, you'll feel nauseous, and there'll be times where, like, you won't be able to stand up and you'll probably lose your hair and all that type of stuff. And I'm kind of sitting here and I'm like, so I'm gonna go on a drive and buy a suction cup so that I can talk about all the things that aren't happening to me right now. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're not happening. No, it's a little bit frustrating to be told to sort of prepare for something, and then you get all worked up, and, you know, like I said, like, I had a medical certificate saying you can't work and all these types of things, and I've done all that, and you know, applying to the government for various payments and things that I'm actually entitled to now, apparently, because I have, at least for the next couple of months, you know, a medical condition which stops me from working. I was diagnosed on the 1st of July, it's now the 17th, so it's been 2.5 weeks, and I could have been at work earning money, and instead I've been sitting on my butt watching reruns of Archer. The hospital that I'm at has a centre called the Youth Cancer Centre, and basically that's for anyone under the age of 25 that gets diagnosed with any form of cancer. I'm 22. They have all these support groups and, you know, other people of similar ages with similar diagnoses and things like that, but, like, I'm not an overly social person to begin with, and then beyond that, I was in there the other day when I was trying to get help sorting out financial aid and things like that from the staff, and there was a group of like 14 of them playing Pictionary. I'm not putting Pictionary down, like, it can be quite fun when you're with friends and you're drunk and whatever, but for me that's not going to help. Like, I'm a 22-year-old male, I socialise for one thing and one thing only, and I think every 22-year-old male knows what that is, and it's not Pictionary, sorry. If you get the support that you need from those types of activities and those people, that's awesome, man. Like, that means that those places and those foundations are doing their job, but for me, you know, a game of Pictionary is not going to do it, and I just passed a cop car, so either he didn't see me or it's not illegal. Whoop whoop! Anyway, that is all for today, guys. Thank you very, very much. If you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you very, very much. It does mean a lot to me. Given my diagnosis, I just hope that everyone that's watching is having a good day, and if you are struggling with something, then, you know, let's make a community. Have a wonderful day, guys. Cheers. Whoop, whoop.